Hello students, how are you all? Today we are going to understand about the knowledge management, which is the third unit in your talent and knowledge management. So here we will understand what do we know knowledge, how to manage that knowledge in the organization, and what is the need for management of the knowledge, and what is the scope of the knowledge, and the theories which are related to knowledge management. Okay. Now, before getting into what do you mean by knowledge management, we have to understand first of all what do you mean by knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but the efficiency in making what you call the decisions with the available information. Okay. Generally, you will be observing for any kind of opinion at home, we approach to senior people like grandpa, grandmother, father, mother, isn't it? Because we feel that they have the knowledge on any particular thing, so we want help from them. So how do you get the knowledge? Knowledge will be gained through experience only. Understand? Same way, when you consider any organization, you will be observing combination of different variety kinds of employees. Employees with huge experience on any particular platform, and the new incumbent, the newly joined candidates into the organization. Okay. So for excelling the organization, what is required? Always the senior employees of the organization should pass on their experience, their knowledge to the what you call the junior level employees. Then that culture is going to be excelled based upon that the development of the organization also would be there. So appropriate way retaining the knowledge people in the organization, motivating them to share their knowledge with the what you call the juniors, and how to preserve the knowledge of whatever you got, isn't it? All falls under knowledge management. Okay. Strictly speaking, how to define the knowledge management? Definition, let us see here. Knowledge management is the conscious process of defining, structuring, retaining and sharing the knowledge and experience of employees within an organization. Don't assume that through the age only one can have the more experience. Understand? Experience can be gained by the exposure to the particular situation. Even the person who is younger than you may be having a good experience in any particular area. The person more in age than you may not be having wanted kind of experience. Understand? So exposure is very, very important. Facing the situation is very, very important. Then how do you define the knowledge management? It's a conscious process. Knowingly doing that, consciousness. So what is that? Defining, structuring, retaining, sharing the knowledge and experience. Let us take the core areas of any business unit, like HR will be there, production and operations management would be there, finance would be there, understand? And finally, marketing department would be there. The person who is expert in the finance, in the accounting, should transfer his skills to the what we call the people who are newly joined to the organization. It's a good culture. The expert is having what we call good command over HR policies, should transfer the knowledge to the other people. Then only what will be there, the organization is going to develop. Like any wing you take, senior people would be there, juniors would be there. Among it, the sharing of the knowledge is essential. Overall, if you think, what are the benefits? Let us see here. Benefits of knowledge management to the organization. The number one is more efficient workplace. In any organization where the appropriate knowledge management is taking place, that workplace becomes more efficient. The workers feel more comfortable, more encouraged, isn't it? So that as a unit they come forward to deliver workmanship for the development of the organization. So what is an efficient workplace? Where actually you find appropriate way delegating the what you call works, appropriate way what you call taking care of the employees' welfare, required decision makings according to the existing situation. These what you called things will be happening at any efficient workplace. That is possible because of what you call the knowledge management. Faster, better decision making. Through the appropriate knowledge management, the decision making cannot be delayed. Sometimes, if anyone delays the decision making, they forgo the wonderful existing opportunity that might be grabbing the new market, or else that might be exploiting the available benefit. Different cases. So timely decision making is very, very important. For that, the appropriate knowledge management is a essential discipline. One can find increased collaboration. Collaboration means tying up, gelling together. One can find a good unit in the organization amongst the employees. That's enough. Teamwork always gives satisfactory results. Building organizational knowledge. This is most important. What is organizational knowledge? So over a period of doing business, organizations will have its own experience. Like Procter and Gamble is there. They actually stepped into various areas. Generally, consumer goods are there. Okay, by producing various kinds of consumer goods like shampoos, bath soaps, different kinds of things, they will have their own experience. That is their own organizational knowledge. Their failures also sometimes, it gives insightful, help for taking appropriate decisions. So you all call this one as a organizational knowledge. A healthy organizational knowledge can be built through the knowledge management. Employee onboarding and training process is optimized. Onboard means starting journey. So when an employee comes into any organization, joins newly into any organization, is very much unaware of the things what will happen in the organization. Hence, what is required? Appropriate training is required. Induction programs are required. Slowly he develops a familiarity with the surroundings, the policies of the organization. That is possible because of the knowledge management. Increased employee happiness and retention due to valuing of knowledge, training and innovation. The companies which supports knowledge management, they value the experience, they value the innovative thinking ability of the employees. They actually value the appropriate training to the employees, which all leads to finally happiness of the employees. And they they decide to continue with the organization for giving longer services. So which is possible because of the appropriate knowledge management. The knowledge management is an important tool in any company that wants to increase their bottom line market share. Here, what is the bottom line? After deducting all the expenses, whatever income is there, you call that bottom line income. That can be increased, and as well as grab the existing market share. Enhancing the market share can also be possible because of what you call the appropriate knowledge management. Overall way, the knowledge management is going to help to the development of the organization. This line you have to underline. Okay. Now we'll discuss what are the objectives of the knowledge management. Creation of knowledge, distribution of knowledge, securing knowledge, content management, availability. These are going to be the objectives of the knowledge management. So pool of activities which are actually meant for management of the knowledge. What they do is they create the knowledge. So they have what to call the information from the senior people. That information will be passed on to the juniors, while what to call training sessions are going on. Because of that knowledge sharing, what will be there? The employees are going to become more worthy to the organization. Next one, distribution of knowledge. This knowledge will be distributed to the every level of employee in the organization. Because of that, what happens? Strengthening of the policies of the organization is going to be good. In terms of what you called repositories, the knowledge will be secured for what you called usage of the knowledge in the future also. The appropriate content management will be possible because of the knowledge management, and the knowledge management paves the way whenever need arises to have appropriate information. Readily available information is possible because of what you call the knowledge management. Now we discuss actually why the knowledge management required for the organization, need for the organization. Reasons are knowledge intensive firms, market instability, change management, sustainability, decision support, culture, knowledge retention, globalization. Knowledge intensive firms. Nowadays, if you see, the most of the firms are what you call depending on the knowledge as their capital. Earlier, the companies were established based upon financial capital. The modern mantra of what you call development of the organization, nothing but what, based upon the knowledge, experiences, whatever they got. So the companies are becoming knowledge intensive firms. Hence the appropriate knowledge management is essential. Market instability. As you all know very well, always one can find different changes, upheavals, ups and downs in the market. Instability in the market. So sustaining to that instability of the market, to have consistently doing a good business, consistently flowing profits to the organization, it's a very, very difficult job. That can be managed by what you call appropriate knowledge management. Change management. The knowledge management initiates the what you call the activities which actually makes to sustain the change management activities of what called the organization. Because always, as far organization is concerned, so many changes would be taking place. Sustainability. Through the knowledge management, one can have what is called beforehand itself the changes which are going to be taking place. Based upon that, the well prepared ground can have to what is called have the strong, stubborn sustainability towards what is called the organization. The appropriate knowledge management helps to the decision support system, and as well as the knowledge management creates a good encouraging culture among the employees. So knowledge management helps the retention or retaining the knowledge for the future purposes. And finally, as you know very well, nowadays what is happening, globalization is taking place. The entire globe shrunk into a what you call a ball. So what is happening, the companies are operating from what you call different geographical locations. Because of what is required, a meticulous way managing all the operations are required. So for which the knowledge management is going to help a lot. So these are some of the things actually which makes essential the appropriate management of what we call knowledge in any organization. Now we discuss the significant drivers for knowledge management. Here, drivers in the sense the actual things which motivate to understand the knowledge management. The main purpose of the knowledge management is nothing but what to earn the profits to the organization, and as well as to retain the knowledgeable workforce in the organization. So these are the few drivers which actually makes the knowledge management studies significant. The first one is the knowledge based drivers. Every organization is going to have what to call combination of senior and junior levels. Most of the time, the valuable workforce is going to be the senior workers. Understand? So one need to preserve their knowledge, experience, okay, in terms of what you call intellectual capital and effective sharing of this knowledge to other people, distribution system for all other things. So what you call this, the knowledge based drivers. The next one is a technology driver. Nowadays, without the support of the technology, no one can do the business. So generally, the technology is going to be useful to the knowledge management in appropriate way, storing the data, available information, and retrieving that information whenever need arises. The next driver is going to be intra-organizational drivers. So here what is required? Cross-functional joint projects, project-oriented organizational structures, improved international cooperation between the nations. These are all possible because of what we call intra-organizational drivers. The next driver is going to be the human resource drivers. Always human capital is going to be the most valuable capital for any organization. So here the cross-functional collaboration of the teams, supporting projects, easy mobility, flexibility and flow of teams, accommodate intricate corporate expectations kind of environment is possible because of human resource drivers. The next one is the process drivers. So the process drivers are going to useful, avoiding recurring and cost incurring, avoiding unnecessary redundant processes, predicting expectations, and need to be prepared to deal with the changing competition in the market. And finally, the economic drivers are going to useful for the optimum utilization of the available knowledge and creating unique selling proposition USP. So these are all going to be very significant as far as the knowledge management is concerned. So what are those drivers? Very important discussion. So knowledge based drivers, technology drivers, intra-organizational drivers, human resource drivers, process drivers, and as well as economic drivers. Now we discuss what are the phases knowledge management in organization. The first phase is going to be the evaluate prevailing infra. So before implementing the knowledge management in organization, one need to what to call evaluate what are the assets are available. I mean to say the infra regarding what to call the physical existence and as well as the technical availability, technology usage. The next one is align knowledge management and business strategy. Always remember that while implementing the knowledge management in the organization, that should match with the business strategy, with the long-term goals, short-term goals, a business mission and as well as a vision. Then only the appropriate results can be derived. By doing 1 and 2 steps, it leads to what to call the next level, what to call some kind of adjustments in terms of what to call the planning, the actual infrastructure required for the knowledge management. So what you are calling that one as a plan, knowledge management infra. Analyze prevailing knowledge assets and the system. Again here what is required, one need to understand the existing knowledge assets and as well as the system. I mean to say in terms of the workforce, in terms of the technology available, in terms of the research and development activities, whatever taking place in the organization. So appropriate knowledge management team is going to be designed, and next the implementation of the what to call the plan will be there, what to call that prepare knowledge management plan, and what to call the next level is going to be the development of the knowledge management system. System means group of activities subjected to the a single result. And before practically implementing a prototype and display will be checked whether the implementing system is going to what to call leading to the wanted kind of direction or not. The next one is change culture reward system. So these are the 3 things very important. One need to adopt, edit, revise what to called for appropriate implementation of the knowledge management in the organization. And finally, assess the performance, calculate return on investment, incrementally improve the knowledge management system. So these are all called 10 stages. So what to call them phases when you are going to implement the knowledge management in the organization. So finally, what is the purpose of the understanding the knowledge management? Goals. Through the implementation of the knowledge management, one can have the extraordinary development in the existing knowledge. New initiations will be taking place in the existing technology in terms of the experience is concerned. What do you call that? Improving existing knowledge, improving communication among as the employees, transfer of knowledge and environment can be created. So a good motivating environment will be prevailing in the organization, so which leads to the improvement of the communication. So management of innovation. So through the appropriate knowledge management, the employees prefer innovatively to think, to give new ideas, to share new ideas. Always it's a sign of the betterment of the organization, which leads to knowledge selling and as well as knowledge retention. So knowledge selling, knowledge retention. So here I am going to stop. So thank you so much.